What's up, everyone? Back for another beer review, and today I'll be reviewing a beer from Anheuser-Busch, and they're headquartered in St. Louis, Missouri, and this is their Busch Light Apple. So they are calling this one a light lager with natural flavors. It comes in at 4.1% alcohol by volume. No IBUs listed in time of review. I don't know exactly how old this can is, but it does have a best by date of November 11th of 2022, and we're about just over 4 months away from that date, so this should be relatively fresh. So, Busch Light Apple. Now, I've been wanting to try this one for a while. I believe this is like a spring/summer seasonal that they released for the first time back in 2020, I believe. I saw this one, though, last year. Unfortunately, the channel was on hiatus after I underwent a major surgery, so I did not get a chance to try this one, but I saw a lot of local beer stores kind of hyping this up somewhat, being like, Busch Light Apple is in, you better come and get it before it's all gone. Now, when it comes to like the hype of these like low ABV fruit beer crushers, here in the Western New York area, we have Genesee, and they typically release their Ruby Red Kolsch, and this year their Tropical Pineapple Kolsch, and the same thing. They come in, they fly off the shelves, then they restock, kind of sit on the shelves. I'd imagine it's the same for this one. But anyway, I wanted to try this one out because I like low ABV like fruit beers. They're enjoyable, and this is all about the availability and also the value. The price point is quite cheap. Now, I did pick up a single can of this in a mix of 6 area at my local Wegmans grocery store, so I paid more than you would typically pay if you bought a 12-pack or a 30-rack, but I just wanted to try out a single can because if I don't enjoy it, I obviously don't want to drink 11 more of them at the very least. So anyway, let's crack this one open, get in the glass, and see what we got going on. I'm thinking this is going to be like, kind of like a cider-esque type of beer. That's what I'm thinking. A lot of my Untappd friends and my friends in general have enjoyed this one for what it is, for what that is worth. So I'm sure this is just going to look like a light lager, you know, your typical Busch Light kind of look to it, crystal clear, golden straw, the whole nine. So we'll see. It looks beautiful in the glass, though. Look at that. I mean, after that pour, that looks like a beautiful beer, right? That's kind of like a beer you'd have in a commercial. Again, golden straw color, crystal clear. You can see right through it. Good carbonation. Had about a finger of a bright white, kind of soap sudsy looking head is now dissipating to a thin film, but it's kind of what I expect to look like. Let's get a nose on it. Okay, so I will give them this. That smells like an authentic, even though it's natural flavors, that smells like an authentic, like you just bit into like a red delicious apple, or you're going in for the bite. Like that nose is very authentic of a real apple. Ooh, it smells sweet. There's a little bit of like tartness in the aroma. Like, again, you're going in for a red delicious. Man, I might be getting a little bit of like the base kind of like corny, grainy thing going on from the malts. Touch of that like sulfur lager funk, but for the most part, it's the apple. And it doesn't smell bad. It kind of smells cider-esque, though, if I'm being honest with you. If like you handed me this and I couldn't look at it, or even if I could look at it, it kind of looks like a cider, honestly. I would think this is a cider more than a beer. Yeah, based on the nose and look, I would say maybe this is a cider, but it's not. It's a light lager, 4.1% with natural flavors. Anyway, let's get into it. Cheers, everyone. That's 100% cider-esque without question. And it is good. That is good. Holy shit, is that good? So keep in mind, you know, this beer is typically, if you buy, we'll just go to the price and availability right now, midway through the review. I usually leave it for the end, but I think in my area, 12 packs of this are like $9-10. A 30 rack's like 14, 15, maybe $16. You're talking about less than $1 a can, and if you buy a 30 rack, like 50 cents a can. For 50 cents a can, yeah, it's good. Mouthfeel, it's crisp, it's clean, it's super refreshing. The mouthfeel is pretty damn good. The body itself, I thought this was going to be way lighter for some reason. It's not super watery. I mean, it is like higher side of light, lower side of medium body, but I thought this was just going to be water-esque, but it's not. There's a little bit better of a body here than I anticipated. The taste, it really pulls no punches. There's no surprises here. It's apple. And to me, it's a little bit of like a artificial or natural candy apple, but honestly, this leans more like authentic as far as the apple character goes. It's like you bit into like a red delicious apple. It has a sweetness, a touch of tartness, but it's just unmistakable how apple forward this is. That's a predominant note on the palate. It's omnipresent. Underneath it, a slight, ever so slight, corny, grainy thing. I still think, and I'm going to just be honest with you, I still think that if I was doing this as a blind review, I might think this is more of a cider. I think I would. It's just that apple character is so strong, and it's really tough to discern any kind of real malt quality. I'm probably saying a little bit of corny graininess because I know this is a beer, so I'm looking underneath it, but really it's all about the apple character. This does lean a little bit sweet on the finish. You know, kind of like a sweeter cider as opposed to a dry one. So a little like almost a semi-dry kind of finish. No bitterness to speak of. Who am I to sit here and say this is fucking not good? Because it is. I was debating, you know, buying a 12-pack of it, but then I saw single can. I was like, let's get a single can. I am pretty confident I'm going to pick up another 12-pack of this before the end of summer. Why? It's 4.1%. With my current, you know, health and whatnot, usually drinking 1, maybe 2 beers a day. I would like this on days when I'm not reviewing or I want just something light to grab. This would be good, especially if I'm in the mood for something apple-esque, and plus the price point is fucking fantastic. So not much more to say about this, 4.1%. Yeah, you can't even tell there's alcohol in here. This is way better than I anticipated. Holy shit. Gonna pull no punches with my score either. So Busch Light Apple, for what they went for, is probably like a 5 out of 5 for my own personal preference. I can't give this lower than a 4 out of 5, just being honest with you. I could see some people grabbing this and being like, that is fucking disgusting. But if you go into this with an open mind, but you also realize what you're picking up, you look at the can, you look at the packaging, it says Busch Light Apple. This is what I expected. I will say they threw me a curveball, and this is way more of an authentic kind of apple flavor than I anticipated. I thought it was just going to be artificial candy, almost like a, you know, this isn't like a green apple, but I was thinking maybe like a Jolly Rancher. You know, that candied kind of apple, but it's not. It's more authentic than I thought. And it's really nice. So 4 out of 5 for Busch Light Apple. I didn't think I'd say that, but I always keep it 100 with my reviews, and honesty is, you know, the key to life, but it's also in this situation, reviewing beer, you want to be honest, and honestly, this is 4 out of 5. This is really good. Price point availability, we already covered. It depends on where you live, but typically 12-pack of this runs $9 to $10 in my area, and then a 30 rack between 14 to 16. So you're talking anywhere between, like, say 80, 90 cents for a can to 50 cents a can, somewhere in that range. So that's pretty fucking good. And availability, I just imagine wherever you see Busch Light and as Anheuser-Busch products, you should see this throughout the summer. And if you're on the fence like I was, and you can buy a single can, do so. But I will say, if you like ciders or you like, you know, lighter beers with somewhat authentic fruit flavor that's super crushable and easy. Like, I could hammer this right now on camera. I'm not going to. I could easily just drink this probably 5-10 minutes and just enjoy myself. But you know, grab another one if I had it. But yeah, pick this one up if you've been curious about it like I was. Definitely grab at least a can if you can. If you can't grab a single, I still think like a 12-pack for like $10. Can't go wrong. So if you've had this one before, please let me know. Again, I'm kind of slow to review this one and try it. I know, again, this has been out for a couple years. I know a lot of my friends tried this one last year, but like, it's fucking really good. So anyway, appreciate everybody stopping by for another beer review here on the Beer Patrol. Till the next one. Cheers.